Welcome back to Face the State on this Sunday morning. 2019 is the year of city and town races. One of the hottest could be in the capital city, where there are reports that challengers are lining up to take on incumbent Mayor Luke Bronin. And with us today is Rick Green of the Hartford Courant, frequent guest on the program. We always like having you here, and Happy New Year to you.
Good to be here.
So the Courant has been reporting that there are some people who are thinking of perhaps challenging the mayor. And before we get to this, what's the view? Is Hartford improving? Is it on the upswing? Is it flat?
Good question, because it's kind of, there's two sides to that. You can't deny that you aren't seeing positive things in downtown Hartford, you know, from the baseball stadium to apartments to new businesses to Front Street, Yukon, things really unlike they were 10 years ago. Now, that has not extended to the neighborhoods in Hartford. And I think there are Hartford residents who are looking at, fine, downtown Hartford, but what about the rest of the city? So you can't really say the entire boat has been lifted here, because I think the neighborhoods are feeling like, well, what's Mayor Bronin done for me?
And that's where some of these challenges are coming from,
Could be. I mean, right now they're sort of lurking in the weeds. We don't know who's really going to challenge the mayor. He's probably going to be re-announcing for his campaign very soon. And that's formidable. He's an incumbent. He's got some money. He's got name recognition. He's everywhere. But yes, there are some,
Let's show you
people
some of
out
those
there.
Names.
Yes.
We have a little graphic to show you here, and these are some of the ones that have been reported by, I know, Kevin Rennie for the Courant, and you know, Jenna Carlesso as well. So we have Brandon McGee, who's a state representative.
From the North End, popular young African-American politician. Yes.
Has not announced his plans yet, but Rennie reports that he's leaning toward it.
Could be, but no announcement, yes.
Yeah. Glendolyn Thames, the city council president, I spoke to her this week, and she said she is being encouraged to run, but she has no plans to do so.
Right.
Stan McCauley, who's run before, he runs.
He's announced he's running.
Yep, he is running, and he used to be a Republican.
Right.
And then, of course, Douglas McCrory, state senator, you know, that may be wishful thinking, but Kevin Rennie said that there are some people who'd like him to run because he's formidable in the North End as well. Whether he would walk away from a state senate job, he just won not too long ago.
And he has new power and authority as well in the state senate.
But the name people are kind of buzzing about is the one at the bottom there, Eddie Perez, former mayor.
Right.
Of course, he had his legal problems, convicted, you know.
We have a long tradition in Connecticut of formerly incarcerated mayors coming back on the job. Joe Ganim. Yes, Eddie has been seen around town at public events. We've talked to him, the Hartford Courant, trying to get an answer out of him. He's has not expressed an interest in the job to us, but you hear the chatter about it out there.
Joe Ganim and Eddie Perez are two very different people.
Extremely different.
And you know, Ganim had a lot of accomplishments. People looked back fondly at his time.
And a lot of charisma as well. Yeah. Masterful politician.
And Perez doesn't seem to have that retail.
No, doesn't have that retail
politicking gift.
Yes.
Is there a path to victory for him at all?
I don't know. I mean, you saw from the candidates there that the advantage that Mayor Bronin has is, you know, there's a number of lesser known people competing. He has a record and name recognition. That probably gives him an advantage, I think.
There are some who were upset that he decided to look into the governor's race.
So is there a lingering resentment that he was casting his eyes towards the governor's residence when, you know, Hartford, there's a lot of unfinished work to do. You look at north of downtown, the area around the ballpark. You look at the blight problem across the city. You look at the schools. There's a lot of work to be done still, and people felt like, what's up here? You're in your first term and you're running for governor?
The big elephant in the room is the apathy, because the voter turnout in Hartford is just abysmal.
Right, and that would help Mayor Bronin, who is the incumbent in all that. So I think that's why you're going to see him move soon to announce his candidacy. I think he's making more overtures to the neighborhoods. You saw some proposed development in the Park Street South, in the South End area. So I think you'll see more attention paid to the neighborhoods.
Do you think he's surprised by the interest in these other people? Or did he think it might be
I don't know.
easier?
I think there's always that kind of talk now. And so I can't believe he would be surprised. There's always a number of people out there in Hartford. You know, I think the big challenge for whoever's mayor is, are you going to keep getting the kind of state support that Hartford has received? And that's really made the difference in Hartford, is getting all this money from the state.
to have a good relationship with the next governor, with our new governor.
Exactly, and Bronin had a very good relationship with our former governor. And the new governor, Lamont, has promised to make the cities a big part of his agenda, but it's not just going to be Hartford. It's going to be Hartford, New Haven, Bridgeport.
It's going to be fascinating stuff. Rick Green from the Hartford Courant, look for your reports on this, and you're doing a good job covering the mayor's race. We appreciate that. We'll see you on again.
Thank you.